Hello and welcome to Positive Discipline with Kristen Ancker, your parent empowerment coach, your facilitator, your guide, your mentor, whatever you want to call me. I am going to be bringing you through this process of learning positive discipline tools to help you and your parenting partner to get on the same page, to help to give you more confidence in this role of being a parent, and to help to bring more connection and cooperation in your home. Maybe a little joy and peace sprinkled in there too. I wanted to use this video to introduce myself to you, to give you my story of how I discovered positive discipline, and to give you a little bit of encouragement that we are all learning, we are all on this process. So before I was mom to my 15-year-old daughter, my 12-year-old daughter, and my 9-year-old son, I was a Montessori educator. I started off my career in Montessori back in 2000. So I was working in a preschool kindergarten program. I was then the director of the preschool kindergarten program and oversaw 3 classrooms, helped to train teachers, mentor parents. And then I moved to another school and I was an assistant head of school at a large Montessori school up in Massachusetts, Oak Meadow School. And we had children ages 3 to 8th grade. And it was there when I learned about discipline. And I was kind of the disciplinarian in the school. I was the assistant head. So I joke, and I had a lot of 3 and 4-year-old boys in my classroom because I was right next to that children's house wing. And I think it was really just to give the teachers a break, but I taught those little guys how to brew some tea for their teacher and just to give everybody some time to cool off. I also had a lot of 7th and 8th grade girls in my office. It was right when, back in 2008, 2010, when all the social media started coming out, some cyberbullying, and we were all just figuring out what to do with these computers in our hands and what not to do. And I had a lot of teachers in my office just trying to get along. A lot of Montessori schools are so beautiful and so peaceful. And then you get in and you're like, whoa, some of the adults need some work on grace and courtesy as well. So I had a lot of teachers, I had a lot of parents, and I thought I had a lot of good ideas, but this was all before I became a parent myself. So I had my first daughter when I was still working at Oak Meadow, and a couple years later, I stopped full-time working and we moved to Connecticut to be closer to our families. And I thought I was going to be really good at this job of being a mom. I had all this years of experience being a Montessori educator. I taught teachers, I taught parents, like I should have really, perfect kids and I should be pretty good at this job. Well, anything but. I felt so challenged. I almost felt like a fraud at times. And I was like, oh my gosh, here I am, this Montessori educator. I was actually consulting at the time and trying to start my business, Montessori in the Home, trying to start my consulting business and helping families to create this Montessori-like home. And I had a lot of challenges. It was not easy. My daughter didn't want to do what I wanted her to do. She wouldn't get in her car seat when it was time to go. She didn't want to wear what I wanted to wear. It was just like constant power struggles. So luckily, I like to talk to people, and I was communicating this with the head of school at the school I was consulting at. And she said, Kristen, have you ever heard of positive discipline? And I was like, oh, yep. I heard Jane Nelson speak at a Montessori conference. Oh, yep. I have the Positive Discipline for Preschoolers book in my closet. So I brushed off the Positive Discipline for Preschoolers book and I read it. This is an old version. But what it did was it just gave me some tools. And I was like, and then I started to use those tools. I was like, wow, this stuff really works. So right away, it just really blended well with my Montessori education, and then just really having some tools for me that helped me feel good and helped my daughter to cooperate, and we connected. And not all the time, but most times was pretty peaceful. So that's when I said, this is what I would like to do. And as I said, I was consulting, so I thought this would only bring more tools for the teachers and the parents that I was working with. So I became a certified positive discipline facilitator for parents and a certified positive discipline facilitator for educators. So I work in both schools and one-on-one with families. Fast forward a couple years and had another child. So now I'm up to 3 and I'm like, wow, is this what it's all about? Is this what motherhood is all about? It's so hard. This is so hard. How come I was constantly felt like I was just trying to play catch up. The house was a little bit of a mess. I was a little bit of a hot mess, coming in late to things and just not happy. So I went in to look into another positive discipline workshop, and I became a certified encouragement consultant. So I did an advanced positive discipline training with Lynn Lott, one of the co-founders, and I became an encouragement consultant. But really it was trying to do that inner work on myself, trying to reparent my own inner child, trying to look at some of this luggage I was carrying along with me, maybe our limiting beliefs that I was carrying into this role of now being a parent. And I knew I was being the role model to my kids, and I knew I needed to make some shifts. So it was eye-opening. It was probably the beginning of my journey with personal growth and development. So then we're gonna fast forward a few more years, and the COVID pandemic hit. And I was home with a 5th grader, a 3rd grader, and a kindergarten student. And I knew academically they were gonna be okay. I'm a teacher, I've got that background. I knew we were gonna be okay, but it was really hard. I started to feel a little bit like that anxiety, that worry, that stress of like, when is this gonna end? And again, this is so hard. This is so hard was a constant thread in my language that I was telling myself. So I knew that there was only 2 things that I actually had control over, and it was my thoughts and my actions. And I was delving deep into positive psychology at that time, just trying to help myself to feel better. And then mindset. I started to learn about mindset and how our thoughts, and we'll talk about this at another time, but how our thoughts really do create our day-to-day reality. And the thoughts I was having were not good, so I knew I needed to work on this. So I studied to be a transformational mindset coach. So again, still working with families, still working with teachers, but just being able to bring in another piece to teach for us all to have this growth mindset, for us to realize when we are, and we will learn about how our lid can be flipped, when we are in a primal state of being and when we can be in a powerful state of being and what to do to be in this powerful state of being. So I've learned a lot through my journey of being an educator. As I said, it started back in 2000. And as we record this series, it's 2024. And I am still on my journey of learning. So I want to just share that piece of it, that you are not making any mistakes. You have not made mistakes. It's never too late to make some positive changes in your life. So I hope this journey that you'll be on learning about positive discipline, and we are going to be focusing just on positive discipline. I am going to be offering this 10 video series, and it's like the top 10 positive discipline tools that I learned that helped me so much. And as I'm revisiting these tools, it just helps me to make it more second nature in my own parenting with my own kids. And what that mentor taught me many years ago, who introduced me to positive discipline, was this even works on your spouse. This even works on your mother-in-law. These are communication skills, positive communication skills, effective discipline strategies that are going to help you in all aspects of your life. So welcome. I am so excited you are here. And let's get started.